it doesn't take drug addiction or alcoholism or surviving cancer or surviving some other tragedy in life to come to a point in your life where you have an existential crisis. You have that reset that says, what am I doing here? Where am I going? What's the point? And I was watching a tribute by Anderson Cooper to Anthony Bourdain a year after his death, or actually upon his death, and it's been a year now. And it seems like one of the things you can take away, even from a life that is considered to be ideal, everything's in place. Here is this guy traveling around the world doing what seemingly he loves, but any life becomes routine, and routine can feel like a job. Here is this guy traveling from city to city. He gets into a city, he goes to the hotel. He probably doesn't want a lot of people bothering him. He wants to focus, and he has a wake-up call in the morning, and he's got to go and do a shoot. And he's got to be, on. He's got to put out his philosophy and talk about life. And a lot of credit to the guy, because he could sit down over food, which he knew very well, and discuss culture and politics and the world and life. And that's a hard thing to do all the time. You just want to shut off. And you definitely don't want to do that kind of thing on a schedule. And so here I am. I'm looking at my channel. I'm looking at the life I've built. And I've never had any kind of real crisis in my past that I had to overcome or survive. My life's been on a pretty even keel throughout, and I've had success. I'm where most people would want to be in life. Let me tell you, I've got it all. And I ask myself the question: is this all there is? You have it all, but is all of this all there is? Where am I going to go next? I think about going out on the road, traveling light, just, whittling it all down. Everything I own right now is whittled down to a checked bag and a carry-on, but I could whittle it down to just a carry-on. I actually have quite a nice one. It's an Osprey Porter 46-liter backpack. I could fit everything I need in there and go out on the road. Bring the computer, bring the tablet, the phone, the GoPro, and all the accessories I need, and clothes, and I could go and travel around. But that would seem to be empty. You're just going from hotel to hotel. Maybe what I'm missing is the right people in my life, the right companions. It doesn't have to only be like a girlfriend. It could be friends to go and do these things with. On that score, things have changed in the last few months for me, because I found out some things about some people that were in my life, and when you find out certain things, you have to realize this is not something you want to continue. You kind of have to ask yourself, if you didn't have this friend and you knew this about this person, would you take them on as a friend? No. Well, then you need to jettison that friend. And leaving the Philippines and coming here to Vietnam, I've also faced some relationships I had there with girls, where they were kind of shocked that I was gone, and that kind of triggered in them, wow, he's actually not here anymore, that I'm not going to run into him at the mall. There's not the chance of us isn't going to come back again. And I dated, I had a few girlfriends there, so there's more than one who has reached out to me on Facebook and said, wow, you're gone, I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And you can get the sense that they wish there maybe was another chance. And in talking to them, I kind of sometimes wish there was another chance too, and I could make that happen. But then what is that? You examine that, you look at it, you turn that coin over a few times, and you realize, hey, there's a reason why I moved on from that relationship. And probably I shouldn't go back there. Certainly not at this time. Not until I've figured out what my life is. I always tell people, don't find a partner and build your life with her. Build your life and then add someone to it, because that way you'll have built the life that you really want. And that's kind of where I am right now. What is that life I really want? I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I have the money. I have way more than I need. Where will I be happy? Where will I be satisfied? I tend to use up a place. It tends to grow old on me. I tend to think, is this it? Is this the stop where I get off and stay? Or will there come a day when I'll leave this place too? And if you project forward like that in your life, then you're like, what's the point? What's the point? I know I'm going to leave here anyway. What's the point? I need to go find that place that I don't want to leave. That everything fits into place. Everything falls in place. You've got it all. And it seems like some guys find that. But when they do, I look at their lives and I think, are they just settling? Are their expectations lower? Do they not have the means to dream? That's very likely the case. They're just happy because they're making that dream they have work, that life that is fairly free out here as an expat. They're making it work, and that's good enough, because they know how much work it would take to take it to the next level. I'm not in that situation, I'll be honest. I'm a pretty rich guy. I can go and do anything. I could live in any city in the world and live well. I could live anywhere in the world. And so, but wherever you are, you face the same things. Who's around me? What is the life like here? It's really about who's around you. Because if you have the right people around you, you can enjoy anywhere. I see that right in the street here. I see people with their families out in the street in the evenings, having their meals on little plastic chairs and little plastic tables. And they seem completely happy. Life is about expectations and whether they're met, and whether you change them through time. And I've always changed my expectations. They've always grown, but not in the sense that a lot of people think. Oh, now you've got the Camaro. Now you want the Corvette. You get the Corvette. You want the Ferrari. You get a boat. Now you want a bigger boat. Now you want to live on the boat. And those are material things. Some of them are lifestyle things. I've never subscribed to any one lifestyle. I had the motorcycle, had motorcycle friends. They wanted to go and ride all day and drink beer. Stop somewhere at a bar along the side of the road. Not for me. I want to take the bike up to where I can go hiking. And I just never found those friends. Maybe I was too old by that time. The young guys would do that. And I was too old by the time I was, riding the bikes. It's tough figuring it out. Where to go. If you're dreaming about coming here, it seems easy. You get out to Southeast Asia. It's beautiful there. Your life is free. You're retired. You have money coming in. Every day is yours. And you get out here, and then the routine sets in. And you take on responsibilities or projects that become like a job. And then what do? You feel like this is no different than back home. And if you can be distracted, in the Philippines you can be distracted because there's a constant stream of young women. But even that has its downside, because there's a constant stream of guys who are vying for those young women, and the girls will play off of that and try to create jealousy among the guys, and it becomes like a high school game. And I needed a break from that. If I went back in the Philippines, I'd do it completely different. And I'll tell you about that if I decide to do it, and you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. But Anthony Bourdain, I mean, here's a guy who seemingly had it all, and he checked out. I mean, he killed himself. And I don't foresee that happening. I have an easy reset switch in my life, and I just got to get to the point where I'm frustrated enough to flip it, and then things get interesting. And you'll definitely want to follow this channel if that happens. It could happen very soon. We shall see.